If you are a woman in your 30s or 40s, high achieving, intelligent, capable, and you are single or divorced, not because you failed, but because you prioritized your career, your healing, or your children, whatever the situation, I want you to hear this clearly. Your season was not a mistake. And your desire for marriage, safety, provision, and shared goals is not too much. Today, I want to talk about dating for marriage, not as a strategy, but as an energetic identity shift. Because marriage doesn't start on the first date, it starts in the woman you are being long before you meet him. So yeah, today you can see I have a little bit different of a setup because I'm traveling to the US, so I'm in between. So I'm staying in a hotel in between flights. And yeah, I go for some coaching, mentorship, and business meetings where we get to calibrate all together women, high achieving women. And this is something I highly advise you to start with, to find a little place, a little retreat place, events that you can go so you can connect with women who are on the same level of achievement, who went through the same thing and they are now where you want to be, or they are also in the process. Because sometimes if we keep the same environment, we will not grow. And a good way to do it is online communities, coaching, events, retreats, where you meet ladies which are already experiencing this or are also in the process and you can build together with them. So yeah, I'm also using this Bluetooth microphone, which I normally don't use. I have my professional one at home, and because I don't like to have Bluetooth devices because of the frequencies. But yeah, I thought for this trip I needed it, and it's just gonna be some punctual moments. But yeah, in general, I don't advise this. Just for you to take into account that you use any devices, any headphones, also mouses and things around the laptop. I have everything with cables usually. So, so I hope it's working fine. And yeah, so coming back to the topic, this is first advice, connect with like-minded women. Second, I will start with my story because I think this will help you understand a bit more the basis and from where we most of us are coming or similar situations. Of course, it's never the same, but we all went through some similar patterns which puts us where we are today. So yeah, there was a time in my life when I was doing everything right on paper. I was independent, I was capable, I was providing emotionally and financially inside a long 5-year relationship. But that relationship was more or less since the beginning abusive. I, I still needed to heal a lot. This was like 7, 8 years ago. And more than that, I was in constant survival mode without even realizing. I carried responsibility, I carried emotional weight, and my nervous system learned one thing very well. I am safe only if I control, produce, and hold everything together. Yeah, exactly. If that's our condition to be safe, then not very often we will feel safe, and our nervous system will completely explode. So, leaving that relationship required me to step back into safety in any way I could, including stopping my entrepreneurship at the time and returning to a more stable job to heal. This was my refuge to heal at the time, which I needed after this relationship. And that healing is what later allowed me to marry a man who provides, protects, and supports me. So today my energy is fully alive for my purpose, my work, and my creative expression, not from survival like before, from pleasure, from devotion, from overflow. And why high achieving women struggle so much with dating for marriage, like it happened to me and it's probably happening to you too. Here is the truth no one tells successful women. You don't struggle with dating because you are too much. You struggle because your nervous system has been trained for achievement, not receiving. And this is where Joe Dispenza's work becomes powerful. He teaches that your personality creates your personal reality. If you identify as I must handle everything, I cannot rely on anyone, I must prove my value, watch out if you have this repeating in your mind. Then, even if you want marriage, your energy is still broadcasting self reliance over receptivity, of course. And provider men do not respond to effort, they respond to coherence, presence, and emotional availability. So, what is the shift that you need to do? So, from wanting marriage to embodying wife energy. So, it's not so much about the wanting marriage because it also puts you into the future. I want it in the future. No, this trains your subconscious mind. You need to be embodying wife energy today, right now, not wanting it for the future. And this is where my background makes my work different. I studied linguistics and neurolinguistics programming, which taught me how deeply language programs the nervous system. I also come from performing arts, dance, and acting, where you learn the difference between performing an identity and embodying a state. This is what makes you see sometimes, oh, this is a good actress or a bad actor, and you can tell, okay, so those of us who were trained, we know from afar. We really know, and we know how to embody it in ourselves, and we know how to not perform, but really embody. So we are really embodying the energy of the character, or in this case, the character for our identity shift, what we want to be. So I don't teach women to act feminine. I teach them to become neurologically coherent with the woman who is already married. So, using, for example, Dispenza's principles, this means regulating your body first, feeling safety before the man arrives, practicing the emotional state of being supported, and teaching your body that provision already exists. And yes, marriage responds to identity, not desire. Remember that. So, what is one practical application we can use for this? A simple practice that we can embody every day. So, every day you are going to ask yourself, how would the married version of me move today? Now, not what she would do, how she would breathe, speak, choose, and pause. This rewires your nervous system from I must chase love to love recognizes me. That is the correct way for dating for marriage. So if you can do this practice, you can start. Of course, the ideal way is to be 24 hours embodying this woman, but in the beginning, it takes time. So at least in the beginning, use 5-10 minutes a day to put some nice music, some nice video on the background, and then start moving, breathing, acting in this way, like being that woman, really being that woman. This is a good start for your practice. At the end of January, I'm hosting a 2-day live workshop where I'll show you exactly how this embodiment work functions in real life as preparation for the February edition of my 3-month program. Yeah, exactly. There is a 3-month program where we teach how this embodiment can really make you become the dream woman, can make any man, even if they are not marriage focused, you will really need to choose because they will all want to provide for you. Even men who are not ready for marriage, but they see you, they detect the energy and they want to be ready for marriage just by seeing you, even when they may not be. But no problem because there are many ways, and we will see how the men who are not ready will automatically go away. They will automatically disappear because you will embody it. So they will also realize at some point. They may invite you for everything. They may be like your somehow provider for a while, but then immediately they will realize they are not in your league, because being ready for marriage is a league. And if they are not, they will know when you really embody the dream woman. And how can you join for this 2-day free workshop that we are hosting in January? You can join via Zoom for a more intimate experience because there you can ask questions. You will join before any other people join in YouTube Live, and of course it will be YouTube Live for a while. Then I I delete it or just leave some 10-15 minutes because this is really a course that becomes content based in the course in the 3 month program and also in some individual course for people who just they don't want to do live sessions or individual one-to-one sessions, but they just want a course, just follow along, and repeat it. So all links are below for this to join. To have the opportunity to join through Zoom, you will just need to register your email, nothing more. And this is not about becoming someone else. It is about becoming safe enough to receive the life you actually want. Remember that, because this is exactly what it is. And this is also what we do in the Telegram group, where you will also know the dates. Like the first person to know the dates is the people who are in this group, in this Telegram group. And also until the workshop time, you will receive tips and valuable information about it, and also exercises, practice exercises like the one we were suggesting today. So keep it up, stay there, go check the links below, the Telegram group, register to be able to access through Zoom, and just stay in touch. Thank you for watching.